Welcome back to the show, everyone. I know I was sipping on this a little bit in the summer as a preview, and I have been enjoying a little bit of it ever since. It's an incredible wine and a really cool project as well.
Absolutely. It is the Director's Blend, and we are joined now by Andrea Vescovi. He is from Blue Water Cafe, the wine director there, and Sarah McCauley is the wine director at Chin Chin. How are you both?
Guys, how are you?
Well.
Fantastic.
So who wants to tackle Director's Blend? Sarah, maybe we'll throw it over to you and tell us about this whole project.
This was a project that was a collaboration with Laughingstock Vineyards on Naramata Bench and sourcing fruit from there in the South Okanagan and Osoyoos as well. David came in to did some blending seminars with Andrea at Blue Water, and really they started to cultivate this idea that it might be fun to do sort of a joint project and
might
get
be
everyone
fun
involved.
to make some wine. I say yes.
Yeah, as someone who's a professional, wine director and sommelier, how much fun was this for you, Andrea, to go up there and really sort of get your hands dirty and get in there and play?
Well, I think it's every sommelier's dream to become a winemaker at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
It certainly was mine. And when we started, crafting this wine with David, and it's a cool way they do it too. When they do the seminars with staff, they'll actually bring their own components, Cab, Merlot, and they actually blend it, and that's what we did. And that's where this idea actually started.
And so many great wines coming out of the Naramata Bench. What a great place and a great opportunity with Laughingstock.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity.
How much wine was drunk in process?
Yeah, that's right. So experimentation, obviously, a huge part of this.
Well, it's important to try all of the different blends that we put together, and I think we were doing sort of 10 to 12 a day blends. So, and of course, component tasting is a big part of that as well. So
yeah.
Well, we're going to taste some today. Mike mentioned he's already tried it, but I haven't tried the Director's Blend. Let's start with the white. Tell us a little bit about this.
Something that was really integral to our to this project was our first session up in the Okanagan. We actually drove up together, and the four wine directors, ourselves and Samantha Rand.
So wait a second, you guys road tripped up there?
Yeah, we did.
Somebody should have filmed this.
And if I'm counting, Andrea, how many guys were involved in this road trip?
Two, yeah. We got to know each other quite well.
But it was great. I mean, we really wanted to talk about, what we wanted the wine to showcase, and certainly, being, a definitive British Columbia wine, we wanted Pinot Gris to be part of that blend. Viognier, Pinot Blanc, and Sauvignon Blanc also do really great in the region, and we were lucky enough to not have to go up and pick all of the fruit and crush it and put it in barrel. It was all ready and waiting to go
Ready
for
to
us.
go.
That would have been fair, though, wouldn't it? Like, get out there.
And I
we did
love
the easy part. So.
I love the label, the label you called it, Andrea, but it's got so much great information on it and so approachable. How much thought went into that process?
I mean, that with our owner Jack, he basically wanted a certain label that really was the unlabeled, and that's what we kind of created. Just more information, less kind of like flash. Just get the information to the public.
Well, and obviously you guys know so much about the process of winemaking and British Columbia and Naramata and everything. But to get up there and be able to pass that along to customers when they come in and to clients and stuff, that has to really add to your knowledge and what you can really pass on to people.
It's pretty inspiring. I mean, the end product was pretty eye-opening for us. Wow, we actually made a pretty decent wine.
Yeah, the white is unbelievable, as is the red. But this is this is a stunning. It's a beautifully approachable wine, but it also has that complexity, and those are hard things to get together sometimes, right? That complexity and that approachability.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's where our training really comes into play. For us, the balance of a wine is so important. So, you want it to be refreshing and crisp, but still have great body and great flavors and texture as well. So.
And what should we pair that? We've got a couple little appies here. What are we pairing this one with?
So for the white wine, we did a little scallop ceviche, and certainly this is a great wine for the food of our region. We did this with a little citrus, and certainly there's citrus notes in the wine, and a little fresh herb as well. So nice, crisp, refreshing wine to go with a lighter style.
Well, and when people, if they're not familiar with that, really solid idea of food and wine pairing, you guys have a whole bunch of winemaker dinners that are coming up as well.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about the winemaker dinners.
A great opportunity. Tell us about the winemaker dinners.
Yeah,
and how they work.
we've got a few different winemakers coming into town, and some principals from the wineries at both Blue Water and Chin Chin. And this is a great way for people to be able to start to understand and be part of that sort of wine and food pairing process without having to go and do it all themselves, which can always be a little tricky at retail. So it allows allows us to showcase some great wines with food in our region, and really showcase that balance and harmony it's so magical when it's done right.
Very
Now,
nice.
I think we need to try the red.
Yes, I think that's an
would
important
feel-
part of our scientific
I
investigation.
think, and we're pairing this with what today?
So that is basically just some Italian prosciutto with some figs, which is always a great
Beautiful.
match,
Yeah.
and a little crostini. So yeah.
And tell us about the red itself.
So the red blend, we wanted to make a wine that is something that we like to drink, A, and B, we wanted to make something with intensity, some great balance. It's predominantly Cabernet Sauvignon, a little bit of Merlot. And what are the two varietals, Sarah?
Syrah and Cap Franc.
He was just testing. He was just testing.
Can I tell you, I mean, you go through this process of creating all of these different blends, and it sort of ends up at the end of the day, there's 15 beakers, and you go, this one's the best one. And
Right,
so- yeah.
And that's where you
Oh,
get
that's
that dialogue and conflict comes into about. So we had a few interesting moments.
I was going to say the debate must be an interesting part of it as well. And
Well, I got mostly of the cab up and she got the Syrah up. So.
how much? I mean, when people, when they're watching stuff and they see us smelling the wine, how much does that first smell, that olfactory, how much does that tell you about what you're going to find in the glass after?
It's about 75%. I mean,
Yeah.
the nosing
Is it
of a
really?
wine,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's where you get up most of the, your brain starts thinking, wow, that's.
Yeah.
Your brain starts thinking more.
Yeah. Well, and you really can smell the balance before you can taste it. I mean, you know whether a wine can cellar and how long it can sort of sit really when you smell sometimes.
Yeah, I mean a lot of is that with the tannins as well, but.
Wine is like the nose of a wine is like a first impression. I mean, it's what you're really first being introduced to the wine as. So it is. I mean, it's a really, it can be a really seductive thing, or well, hopefully in this case, or
It's a see you later or a hello.
Well, we want to tell you, as we mentioned, Top Table has a bunch of winemakers dinners going on. October 11th is Viña Errázuriz from Chile. Whitehaven of New Zealand will be on October the 18th. And I don't know how to say the next one. How do you say it again? Drouin?
So Joseph Drouin with the Drouin Estates, they have an estate in Oregon and of course in France,
Yeah.
and that's October 19th.
And you're doing both wines, right? One from Oregon or wines from
We're
Oregon?
going to do a bit
and
of a
from
comparison, and it's a really neat event. We have Veronique Drouin, first time in the market, and she's like a rock star winemaker
Awesome.
of the world.
Beautiful. And the last one, October 24th, Tenuta Sette Ponte.
that's it.
Yeah, Ponte.
Ben.
Ponte.
Ponte.
Sidaponte.
Potato, potato.
Hello!
Delicious wines. Congratulations to
These
you
are
and
available
everyone
at all the
involved.
restaurants, so if people want to go in and order
Exactly.
and try it out.
Absolutely. We're selling them by the bottle and by the glass as well, so you can come and enjoy with friends or have a glass at the bar.
Awesome. Thanks
Beautiful.
so much,
Love it, you
both of
guys.
you.
Thank